Good morning. Good morning, one and all. I'm happy to be back with you with the last session of a biodiversity reading A, this environment. Hope you all gone to the lesson, children. Yes, you have to read the same day what you have learned. Then only you can follow the next class. Anyway, we'll recap what all happened in the previous sessions. Okay, right. One sec, right. So it's the sixth unit of English biodiversity. We are going through the reading A environment. What is there in that? Yes, it's an interview with Vanagar Matta, environmental activist. Yes, a Nobel Peace Prize winner for all. Yes, she has done. Right, children. Okay, so in the last session, we've seen the NHK radio have been asking her various questions, what motivated her, and how did she start. So she was telling how the piece is connected with this environmental rehabilitation. So she introduced the term sustainable development, and she compared all this development globally or locally with an African stool, three-legged African stool. She said peace, good governance, and sustainable management of these resources. These three, when these three are balanced on this that basin, we can keep that development. That okay, and also, so the next question they posed is how they responded. First, this ignorant and uneducated, illiterate women, they felt difficult, and then she inspired them that how they were doing work in the farm the same they applied here in rehabilitation of the forest, and they were very successful, and they have become a competent foresters, and she called them to encourage the foresters without diploma. So, like that they plunged into this rehabilitation. Why they should rehabilitate? For their primary needs like food, fodder for animals, clean drinking water, and the fuel, firewood. So they all get from the land. The land is in devastated state, it's degraded. So they find the necessity to rehabilitate how it was. And when she was asked how was nature environment when she was young, it was so pristine, she said. But now she was wondering when she grown up why these women are demanding for this basic necessity. Oh, when the that is analyzed, we are what we are doing, we are destroying the environment. So we have to protect it, conserve it, rehabilitate it for our future. All right. So the next question posed to her is, right, why do you think they responded so well to your message? In last session, we have seen all the women folk. Yes, they were working together, how they're planting, they could sow the seeds, and when they germinate, they're transplanting the seedlings into the land. Oh, they will become very fast, competent, yes, confident in their work. So, why do you think they responded so well to your message? Then her answer goes like this: it was a need. When the women said they needed firewood and building material, we responded to that need. Plant trees, then you will have trees for firewood. In the tropics, trees grow very fast. In 5 to 10 years, these trees serve as firewood, as building material. So, when they asked, it was a need. Yes, necessity is the mother of invention. Yes, no children, when we need something, certainly we get all that, yes, energy from within to find out a way for it. Yes, because that is their need, their need. So what did they say? We need firewood. Come on, come. She encouraged them, mobilized them, educated them. Come on, you plant a tree now, and this tree in future, what it provides your need. So that's it. Moreover, they are African. It's a tropical region. Climatic conditions are very favorable for the trees to grow. As is the trees which are used for this firewood and building materials, such. So they started then doing that. Once we planted those trees, we saw the need for them to understand why we have to have good governance. So it became important to give them civic education so that they could understand how we govern ourselves, why we govern ourselves, the way we govern ourselves, why we are managing our environment the way we are managing it. So I can say a nice pick for you. Once we planted those trees, we saw the need for them to understand. It's not blindly following, someone says. It's not blindly following. They should do whatever we do, we should do it meaningfully. Then only we can have the passion for it. Yes, with full involvement, we can, with determination, we can be into that work. Yes, so she wants to make them understand it from not only to the mind, it should go into heart. Yes, no children. So what she want them to understand, why we to have good governance. So it become an important to give them civic education. Yes, what is civic? Condition of social order. Civic means not private, something belong to public. We all. Yes. So why? What is that? Good. Why should we have this good governance? Governance means administration or exercising authority. Someone to lead. Not only we govern the humankind, but everything, because we are all intertwined, interdependent with the environment. Okay, plants and animals. I said in my first session, biotic, even abiotic, okay, resources and all. We should govern and manage them. Moreover, when good governance is there, sustainable, which is sustainable means very regulating very carefully, not exploiting or gulping in one thing just within no time and suffering in future as the children. So we have to maintain it very carefully for the future use also. That is what in the good governance, it's a whole integral part of the good governance. So that is how she's educating them in a civic manner in civic education, so that they can understand how we govern ourselves, how we should conduct ourselves in terms, in matters of environment, in matter of resources available. If not available, how we have to rehabilitate and get it. Okay, and what are available, not to spoil them or pollute them, yes, destroy them. Yes, again, now we are in restoration process. So this is all one should be first. The awareness is the first step. Without awareness, though sometimes we are aware, we are not much concerned. Yes, that's what. So why we should govern ourselves, how we should govern ourselves, how we should manage our environment, all this she started, she telling them to make them understand, so that they not only just at her order or at her leadership blindly following her, but they should meaningfully, they should involve in this process of rehabilitation. So plant a tree today. It's an advice for us also, not only for that woman there, but even to safeguard our future, we need to plant a tree. And because we were dealing with the environment, we gave them education both in civics and also in environment. That made them understand them clearly why they should take up the responsibility of protecting their environment, that it was not the responsibility of the government or the responsibility of somebody else to come and rehabilitate their environment on their own land. It's them, it's their responsibility. Now, God, children, yes, we are our best friend. I always love that quotation from our first unit. We are our best friends, we are our worst enemies. Yes. So if we take care of the environment that is surrounding us and supporting us. Who will come? Is should government come? Government means somebody elected people who are in minister cadre come and do it? Hmm? Or someone else come and do it? No, it's you. It's you. It's them. It's their own responsibility. So she made them to realize what responsibility means. It's a duty, it's an obligation, it's a concern. Obligation is compulsory thing to do. One after what you do, we must children obey the parents, we say. So there's no other go. Okay, only thing disobeys. It is very, very wrong. So responsibility, everyone should to take up. It's a moral responsibility. No one will assign it for us. Responsibility means we are not ordered to do it, but we have to willingly feel that and do that. Yes, there are certain obligations we should keep toward ethics towards the environment, towards the surroundings in which we are living. Okay, taking care of our habitation. Yes, we are living in that, the soil, water, air around. Yes, so the resources which we get naturally from creation, from the creator. So we have to safeguard. So she made them to understand, realize that that is their responsibility. Don't expect someone come, right? So because we are dealing with the environment, so she gave them a civic education of how everyone play a role to play is, and made them understand clearly, and made them to take up the responsibility. What's the responsibility here, children? Yes, protecting their environment. Here we have to uh, what we are supposed to protect our environment where we live. Ecosystem is up to the small area where we live. So everyone locally, global. That's what I love this quotation. Think globally and act locally. So when we talk in terms of this globe, in our locality, we have the responsibility of protecting our environment. That she made them to realize. That's why the response was so good. The response was so intense, with fervor, with passion. They all plunged into this moment. What is the moment? Vanagarmata initiated? Yeah, green belt movement. Yes, so came and rehabilitate on their own land. It's their responsibility. Hope you understood her answer for this question. Yes, there is a quoted environment and economy, both sides of the same coin. If we cannot sustain the environment, we cannot sustain ourselves. One of the quotations of Vanagar Mattai. Okay, then what transformation did you see? See, there should be certainly when entry and exit. So they started the movement and they're on their march they're doing. So what's the outcome did you see? So what's the transformation did you see? By NH career journalist Vanagarimata, the answer goes like this. One of the bigger transformations that I saw is the ability of an ordinary illiterate woman to get to understand and to be able to plant trees that in 5 or 10 years became big trees, and she was able to cut them and be able to give herself energy to be able to sell those trees and give herself an income, and to be able to feel confident that she had done something for herself. That sense of pride, sense of dignity, and that they are not begging, that they are doing things for themselves was very empowering. The transformation was very powerful. Got it, children? So the whenever the one of the structure comes, it's followed by a plural noun. One of the transformation ability, an ordinary woman, okay, the people, women, folk was transformed. Understand what they understand. Yes, their ability means they're able to do something. If I plant in the previous picture, plant one tree. So if I plant one tree, this within 5 to 10 years, the tree, what I can use this tree. it provides all my needs. Yes, I get energy here, energy in terms of the firewood, fuel. At the same time, I get income by selling the firewood. I make my livelihood. Yes, so and she become confident that is not she's not going to beg and borrow from others. She has a self-sustain, a self-reliance. Yes, when we think do things on our own, how we feel a sense of pride, yes, and a sense of dignity. Yes, I did it, I can. Yes, children, that confidence she gains is, and that they are doing things for themselves was very empowering. Yes, I did know. Empowering is becoming very powerful. Till then, usually women, they're fragile, they're ordinary people, they're illiterate, I said, ignorant or uneducated, always depending. Now they become independent. Yes, so much. Yes, now we should realize what that is one of the transformation, not a small simple one. It is a very powerful transformation. The women are empowered. The scarcity shortage is or no more. Okay, now the plenty they got. Dependence to independence, from fear to pride, yes, from shame to dignity. So this is a very vast transformation I could see. The other is the transformation of the landscape. So one, the women are empowered, and coming to from the landscape, places where there was dust, there are no more dust. There are trees, even birds and rabbits. They come back and they make the environment very beautiful. There is a shade, and sometimes even dry springs come back because the water is not running, the water is going into the ground. Very profound transformation. Powerful transformation. Second one is profound. What's the meaning of profound? Is it's just it's a very important, significant, big, and deep transformation. What is that? Landscape, how it is. In the first session, we have seen before and after pics how they are polluted and dry and dusty. Yes, there's no greenery. Now, after this rehabilitation work, reconstruction of the environment taken, now the everywhere trees, everywhere greenery, no more dust. Is even when the trees grown, all this birds and rabbits, squirrels, yes, they happily came back to their natural habitation and environment. So it is so beautiful. Yes, children, you have studied selfish giant. Yes, but the giant, once the children are back, when the spring is back, how beautiful its garden is. Yes, so in the same way, it's so beautiful. And even the springs, the water was, the land was dry because all the water washed away into the oceans. Once these trees are planted, they can withhold the water. Again, water goes deep, percolates, and underground water resources were full, and we can get wherever we dig this spring up. Okay, so natural landscape is restored. That was a very profound transformation. Transformation means it's a change, very visible, significant change we can see and witness and enjoy. And the other transformation, third one, that I serve is the willingness of the people to fight for their rights, to decide that they have a right to a good, clean environment, to decide that they will fight for their forests, they'll protect their forests, and they will not allow corrupt leaders to take their public land. Okay, so I can see the third transformation is the transformation in their willingness or attitude. Till they were just the powerful people were exploiting in the first one of the first paragraphs we have seen, no, at the cost of majority. These people, the who are in power, want to enjoy all these resources. They're greedy. Okay, some are left needy and these people are greedy. Yes, so now people are become aware. the conscious awakened. So they want to fight for their rights. They won't allow the corrupt leaders to enjoy their what they should get in terms of resources. Yes, all the benefits. Okay. So they decided they'll fight for their forests. No, don't cut. There are so many movements now. Managari Mata environment activist she did. I'll just let you know some of them who fight for their rights to protect the interests. Okay. So that is what a leadership children. Many of them they are ignorant, though we are aware. Some people are passive. Okay, so inactive, active, and proactive. This proactive people will become the leaders because they'll take the initiation, they'll mobilize, and they'll create the history. So she impacted the attitude of the uh, people. Now they realize their rights. They want to fight and protect their environment and no won't allow their corrupt to lead the transformation. I said corrupt means dishonest, we are not honest. Yes, they say they do all of false promises for us that they'll do that, do this, finally they'll exploit us. So such people, they'll understand and they'll stop. Yes, such thing. So this is how she answers. When she started this green belt movement, women are very well participated in rehabilitation, and they're very successful. They became the competent foresters, and not only they're rehabilitating, they themselves become empowered, self-reliant. That is one of the biggest powerful transformation. And the landscape is rehabilitated, it's become beautiful. She said how it was pristine, green all around. Yes, now it's a profound transformation. And the third one is the public, how they are transferred in their mindset. Okay, so you can enjoy the pic. It's so nice. This artist, we should appreciate how in place of the trees, the human, even okay, how they are united. We can protect our, the roots are gone deep and shoots are grown up. Good. So the next question, how do you think you can influence the rest of Africa? So Africa is one of the continents, yes. Now it's developing, and she's in a part of Africa, and she could do locally a great thing. That is how much popularity she gained, international recognition she got. So how could you think that it won't stop there itself, no? So most of the world is in that situation. So he asked the journalist, "How do you think you can influence the rest of Africa, other parts of Africa?" Our efforts will inspire other people to stop wasting their resources and their youth in wars. Instead, engage in creating a peaceful environment, more peaceful states. So our efforts, what are efforts? The activity, some effort. I put a lot of effort. The energy we invest into some activity. So our efforts will inspire other people to stop wasting their resources and their wants. Wasting, so we should conserve. Already we said, no, usually when these resources are shortage, there will be conflict. When the conflict is strong, that give rise to the fights. Most of the fights in history are fought for these resources. Yes, my children. So once we waste everything and engage all our youth in wars, okay, instead we carefully govern and sustainably use them, conserve them, then it creates a peaceful environment and more peaceful state. Okay, I'm very happy about the fact that now in Africa you see new efforts of ensuring that Africans engage in dialogue, that they invest in peaceful negotiations for conflicts, that we manage our environment. We must restore our environment and try to ensure that we do not not fight, because we're allowing the environment, especially the land, to be degraded. And then we fight over agricultural land and grazing land. I see a lot of hope in what is happening in Somalia, what is happening in Sudan, what is happening in West Africa. I see a lot of African leaders encouraging each other to engage in dialogue. Okay, children. So, what is dialogue? A discussion to produce an agreement. I just gave you a pick of negotiations. We got some terms like negotiation, dialogue. Yes, negotiation is always, what's that? Sorry. Yes, yes. It's an interaction. Yes, negotiate means it's a dialogue. It's an interaction to get an wasn't to produce an agreement. Agreement over what? Yes, agreement on this for peaceful to use the land and the resources. Yes, if a river is there, it flows through so many states. So how much part of this I use and you use, and I can't stop you from deprive you from getting that. So like the children, okay, let me. Okay, right. Where we all so she said it's I'm very happy about the fact was the fact of ensuring that Africans engage in dialogue discussions. Okay, we will always have a foreign minister. Once when India, China negotiation, India and US, we have ministers. We have an issue, and we go, we talk, we will come to terms and make some agreements. Okay, here in terms of environment, we always have a Kashmir issue Indian with Pakistan, and recently a lot of fights Himalayas with China. So instead of all that, so we'll have a peaceful negotiations for this. Invest in peaceful negotiations for conflicts that we manage our environment. Must restore it and ensure that we do not fight. Okay, make sure. Ensure means make secure. We are sure of our environment. We are sure of our future is called ensuring about. See a lot animals feed on, no? That's a grazing land where the hay grass grow. Okay, children, I see a lot of hope in what is happening. So even what's that? Somalia. Okay, these are all very backward, downtrodden in these countries where they even suffer for a meal. So they are able to take some steps over these resources. The first and primary need of everyone is food. Even here, why this green belt movement? They're asking for food. Yes, children, fodder. So this even in Sudan and West Africa, they are able to restore their land. Okay, and they're rebuilding, reconstructing, rehabilitating the environment. They could able to re-establish themselves okay, and get this their needs provided. So there is a lot of hope, she said, and African leaders encouraging each other to engage in dialogue. They stopped fighting for conflict, and now they are educated by seeing this happenings, the changes around, especially Vanagarmata is this green belt movement. So let us talk, let us engage in the conversations and dialogues and negotiations and make some peaceful agreements so that both of us will be benefited. Instead of bloodshed, we can have peace and some good governance and some sustainable management. They thought. Okay. Yes, where can I go for? Let me go. Right, children. So next question is, what is one thing we can do? Right. What is one thing we can do? This a question asked her. She said, for me, okay, just give me 1 sec, children. Mm. Alright. Okay, let it go like this. Okay, for me, my greatest activity is to plant a tree. You can see Managari Mata's image here holding a sapling with all her blushing face and so beautiful she looks. So she says, my great, what is one aim for life? Yes, my greatest superlative degree. She is my greatest activity is to plant a tree. If you were asked, you say, I want to become a doctor. Everyone has some passion to a dream to be fulfilled, a purpose statue. She said, for me, my greatest activity is to plant a tree. I think that a tree is a wonderful symbol for the environment. And when we plant a tree, we plant a hope. We plant future for ourselves,
Second section.
children.
Madam, time
Sir,
is
yes,
time is
yes.
up. Can we conclude here?
Sir, I need 5 more minutes. And my animation, once again, I should come back to it, sir. It's
And then you click on cup symbol. It is at the
yeah,
bottom. At the bottom.
yes, I missed it there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, I clicked.
yeah.
It's going on now. Okay, sir. So in 5 minutes, I'll make it fast. Okay, right.
Please proceed.
Yes, sir. Okay, when we plant, she said, my greatest act is to plant a tree. I think a tree is a wonderful symbol for the environment. When we plant a tree, we plant a hope. We plant future for ourselves, for our children, for the birds. We plant something that will last long after we are gone. Yes, children. So she says, okay, if I come back, right, children. Yes, she say, even that we should learn that great lesson from her, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, and everyone, though we have so many things to do, but one thing compulsory and it's an obligation. We should plant a tree. When we're planting tree, not only these children, we heard so many lessons. We're planting a hope. We're planting the future, not only for us, for the future generations, for the animals. We are rehabilitating, and that is what will last long after we are gone. We may go after some time, but the plant we planted will they're yielding so many benefits. I need not mention, but there are so many uses of a trees. Okay. Uh, so how? So, Vanagarmata Shikut. Some I'll just read out some of the famous environmental activists. Rachel Carson. She wrote a wonderful book, Silent Springs. She's brought out all the how the pollutants from chemical industry polluting. She created awareness, and she is. I keep on a Jane Goodall. She has love for chimpanzees and conserve the animals. She is she's a queen of recycling all the plastic waste. How she turned into useful bags. You can see she is Sylvia Early, the Mission Blue. Mission Blue, she delved deep into the oceans and how to protect the marine life. So these are the people who have the ambitions and they become the activists and concerned for the environment and fought for the conservation and restoration. And coming to our India, we have Madha Patkar. She's an social activist, and Narmada Basha we know, and she is a voice of all this women who are subjected to injustice, laborers, farmers. Okay, she fought for many and we have Vandana Shiva. Yes, and she worked on seeds. Yes, and so much of she used to spend with the nature, and she's anti-global against the globalizing movement. So I was saying, indigenous plants how to grow that's sufficient to provide for all. And I'll introduce one last and very famous. I'll recognize this girl. Children, she's of your age. Yes. Greta Thunberg of Sweden. She's just 17 years old right now. But when she was 7 years or 6 years old, she spoke in US Earth Summit, and her concept of Fridays for future. It caught the attention all over the world. Even now in schools, in our school assembly, Friday, we observe, we take the oath. Yes, no children. So the concept, so she is fought for the global climatic crisis, how it is degrading, how to she restore. Somehow this pandemic year helped us to restore and clean some of the environment. Now the environment is a little bit clear, ozone is okay, restoring. So children, not only so much of terminology we learn, the same time we have to develop environmental conscious as children. I'll just leave one with one last hug the green. Yes, children. I'm neither left nor right. I'm in front. I'm in the vanguard. I'm green, and my party is green, and my symbol of it is a green tree. The political philosophy of the green is peace, non-violence, non-duality, ecological oneness, and sustainable development. And its ism is greenism. Children, this is a beautiful poem written by one of my teachers. Okay, is none other than Chekuri Srinivasa, retired headmaster. He inspired us a lot and to develop the ecological, the environmental conscious, and he taught us. So I want to bring that to Hug a Tree. It's a poem, and just one stanza of the poem written by him, the double greenism. You to develop children and all try to write some eco poetry as in English, some concerning to the environment. Try to pen some beautiful poems and enjoy learning. So one last assignment for you children. Can you recognize this man in this picture? Yeah, yes. Padmaji Vanaji Ramaya. Why did I choose him? It says locally he belongs to our district, our state. Yes. Recently he received Padma Shri Award for what? What is his achievement? Nearly 2 crores of saplings he planted. Always he'll have the shield around his head and he'll go on a bike. I'm privileged to see him in parade grounds for the flag hoisting. So what you should do is browse some information, his biography in the net, and write an imaginary interview with Padma Shri Vanajeevi Ramaya. We have seen the lesson or environment lesson in an interview format. Now, what inspired him? How we should take? And how did he start? How did he achieve? Was a transformation? What's the message he gave to this world? So, all these questions and answers write up when your schools are open. All the assignments are given your children. You should submit and hope once again go through this lesson. Enjoy, see all these videos. And I'm also happy and privileged to teach one of my favorite topics. Yes, children. This is Mrs. Glory Shravanti, School Study English from ZPHS Tallara. And children, I wish you all a very happy and blessed and safe, happy New Year to you all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Can we stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Guru, shall we leave the meeting?
It's done. Okay. Thank you one and all who are here.
Okay.
Srisha,